Hey guys, Grappa here, and welcome back to World of Tanks. Woo! And welcome to patch 9.10 test server. Huzzah! Yes, we are back on the test server, and we're going to be examining patch 9.10 to see whether it's worth loving or hating. Now, before I go on, I've got some things to announce. First of all, this is a test server, so not everything you see is guaranteed to be here when the game goes live. So just be aware of that. Second of all, this is the first iteration. Any kind of stuff that some things might even last for the second iteration, or there may be some things that weren't added in the first iteration, but will actually have been added in the second iteration. So if there's any kind of major big changes, I will obviously be making a video for that. Finally, if you guys are desperate for any more knowledge, then by all means go to the video description and you will find a link to the patch notes of this particular patch first iteration. So if you're desperate for knowledge, then there you go. Link in the bottom, you're welcome. Anyway, so going on to the main subject at hand. This is the patch 9.10 test server, and as such I will be doing my usual 2-episode series where the first episode is all about me talking about the new things that will be in this patch, my initial opinions of them, obviously also asking you guys the question, what do you think, and sort of seeing how, seeing if we can get a nice general conversation going. But don't you worry, you blood-sucking hounds, because I know you're there. In the next episode, I'm going to be grabbing whatever kind of shit I can have, shooting shit with whatever I have, and potentially shooting some nice-looking shit in the latest particular patch of wherever new map we're on, or perhaps just in a regular map, but with new flashy stuff. So, yeah, if you want to go to the link down below, or now, there should be a link for you appearing before your eyes, which will take you straight to that video. So all you bloodsuckers out there, click onto that, and I will see you in the next episode. So, thank you very much for staying. I'll make this as entertaining and informative as possible. So, what's new in patch 9.10? Well, a fair amount. A lot of vehicles have been HDified. We've now got a new Rampage event coming into play, which is looking nice. And finally, we also have, probably the most talked about, a lot of new Japanese tanks, but we'll be going into those later. First of all, Rampage Mode. Now, I am going to say that I didn't unfortunately get a chance to record it, as at the time of the recording, well, at the time of the event going on, I basically just was not feeling well. The cold had basically set in right nasty, and as such, it prohibited me from being able to effectively record with my voice. It was just shit. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to take part in any of the events, but I did do my research, and it basically is a Rampage Mode is a mix of both the Steel Hunt and the Domination Modes melded together, which is actually pretty cool. I'm definitely interested in this particular thing, more so than ever, because now what Wargaming are saying is you're going to be able to take in one of your own vehicles, unlike the vehicles that you've got that will be pre-allocated for you. Thank you very much, barracks filling crew. Anyway, so this particular news that you'll be able to bring your own vehicle in really excites me, because it'll do a few things. First of all, the amount of experience you'll be able to earn on your particular vehicle will double, if not triple. Now, obviously, depending on how well you do, does also depend on what happens. But that said, if you can do that, that will be fantastic. Because, for example, imagine a grind where I can take my Borsig in, and potentially I do pretty darn well. I lose the vehicle though, so I can jump into my Jagddigger, and then I get some farming experience on that. And then finally, I jump into my E100. And being able to play in these particular order. It doesn't even matter. But what it will do is it will allow me to not only train my crew, but get the experience I need, and perhaps even farm some income as well. Just in all general manners, it looks to be quite an epic way of at least training up your crew and making them even more elite. Or better still, being able to utilize the game to be able to train, to grind through your tank faster, which is actually pretty damn good, because to be able to respawn and jump back into it and having learnt a lesson is far better than to sort of die in a battle early on, not quite learn it, and spend another 6 battles before you realise you've loaded the wrong ammunition or the wrong gun. So that's certainly something which is going to be fun. So yeah, I definitely am looking forward to that particular thing, and as such also, what do you think of it? Have you tried the Domination Modes out before? I admit, I haven't really played much of them since they got released, but when I did play them, they were a lot of fun. Though I'm not exactly appreciative of the fact that whenever they did go off, we ended up having to pay for another set of, barracks, which I probably still need to take care of at some point, but that's besides the point. You know, what do you guys think about this sort of particular thing? For me, I'm excited about the new Rampage mode, but maybe there might be something wrong with it. Maybe having a mode like that will just promote idiots to go into that, which will ruin that game, thus making it yet another failed wargaming experiment. I have no idea, but I'll see what your opinions are on that. So, what else is new in patch 9.10? Well, let's get to the main subject, the Japanese heavy tanks. Yes, the heavy tanks have now finally arrived after a very long time of waiting. And as I have not really seen these things, I'm kind of curious on like what they're going to design be. Anyway, we're about to see it, so without further ado, here we go. So there we are, 10 new heavy tanks, or light or medium, whatever. New 10 heavy tanks for the heavy line we shall now experience. So, when you start off with World of Tanks and you have yet to do anything with the Japanese, you'll start off with the Atsu, and normally you'd only have 2 choices. Well, from 9.10 onwards, you'll also have this choice. The I go to Chi-Ro, I assume. And here we go. Okay. So, very similar design to the Tier 1. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's got, it's very, the design is almost similar. I'm just curious. Type 89, that sounds familiar. Was this used during the war? I hope not. Let's have a look. Developed in 29. That's, I don't know, tank design wasn't that great, to be honest with you. But, yeah, and it served as a main tank in the early 30s. By the beginning of the war, was already obsolete. No shit. It was widely used until the, Oh, Japan! No! Oh, no! Oh, Japan! Oh, no! Oh, no. Well, Japan... okay, I'm going to say it right now. Japan was awesome for a couple of things. Their aircraft and their navy. Their infantry were okay, but they banzaied a bit too much. But their tanks, oh no, no. That's not very good at all. No. Oh, you poor souls, Japan. Well, shit tank design aside, and impractical use of it. Let's have a look at the stats for World of Tanks. It'll have 200 hit points, which is not bad actually, considering. Weighs 13.6 tons with no equipment attached. Maximum engine limit of 120. Yeah. Giving it a decent 25 km/h top speed. Very impressive turning traverse of 38. Fuck all armor, because, well, armor at tier 2 is impossible. View range, surprisingly good. Almost as good as a KV-1S of ye old times. In fact, no, it's almost as good as a KV-85 of nowadays times. Has, however, a very impressive radio. Let's have a look at what this is called. The Type 96 Mark IV bow. Wow, this is like a FUG 12 for Japan. And it also does it for the Japanese medium tank. So if you go to tier 2, you'll unlock a radio for all of that shit. Which is nice. I'm not going to lie. Being able to have a radio, which at early tiers, I'm going to assume it's a fair amount of experience to grab as well. If we go to the research tree. Yeah, that's going to cost, 1,400 research, which is going to cost a lot because that probably will, it's more expensive to grind that than to get that. So, anyway, going on to, you don't need to have, okay, so you actually get a turret after you get the guns. Speaking of which, let's have a look at the guns. You get a 57mm Type 90 for the stock weapon. Decent rate of fire. Terrible pen, but this is tier 2. Pretty decent damage. Terrible accuracy. Actually, not bad accuracy, considering. I mean, I'm not saying it's great accuracy, but there are some tanks in there that have this, and they're like tier 9. And, oh, the aiming time. Not so good. Not so good, really. Then, of course, you get this thing, which is the better gun, apparently. In fact, no, they don't look very different. Are they different? Yes, but very limited. Yes, they have a slightly better rate of fire, better accuracy, aiming time's still shit. Oh yeah, and it weighs more, so fun times. So yeah, that's the tier 2 Type 89. I don't really want to go at the IGO because, you know, Type 89, I like that. I like the types. Okay, so let's have a look at the Type 91 Heavy. Oh, hello, similar design. Oh, God. Let's have a look. She's tier 3, and she is a heavy. She actually is a heavy. I thought that was like the name, and then it could have been a medium. But no, she actually is a heavy. 19, type 91, 3 turret, 18 tons. Like, in World of, in Men of War, this thing will be a bitch to take out. But because you're not in Men of War, it's really crap. 18 tons, well, in World of Tanks, when you fully upgrade it, she's 20. Started in 1927, completed in 32, never entered mass production, thank God, and only one type prototype was built. So, hit point wise, a fair amount actually, being 250. I mean, I'm not saying it's revolutionary, I mean, it's only like, what, 50 hit points more than the medium. But then again, that is also a medium tank, which is surprising. So, slightly more hit points than that as well, which is impressive. Still has the same tier 6 radio, so if you've gotten the experience on the Type 89, you'll have been able to grab the Type 91 as well with the top radio automatically, which is kind of cool. Engine power is pretty decent, being at 250, giving you a very nice top speed of 25 kilometers. Wonder if there's a thing going on here. Traverse speed is pretty decent at 32. Hull armor is still bugger ethel. You got 20 on the front, 15 to the sides, 15 to the rear. For the turret, you're looking at 20 on all sides. Okay. And the view range is as good as a KV-85. Signal range, once again, 425, so that's pretty good. Guns. Right, so this is the first gun you're going to get, which will look like that. Okay, so short howitzer. She is the Type 94 70mm gun. Okay, so 14 point... Oh, hello. Wait, what? Oh, another derp tank. Yeah, like... Okay, so the stock gun for this tank is going to be as such. Relatively decent rate of fire. 30 penetration on the standard. 90 for premium, but 35 for the armor pit, for the high explosive. You're getting more penetration with a high explosive than you are of the smegging standard. Ugh. Anyway, so the stock gun will also have a very terrible accuracy. God-awful aiming time. Oh, that is terrible. Oh, that is shit. That is really, really shit. Oh, nasty. Yeah, that is a definition of stock gun right there. So, not looking forward to using that. Then you get this gun, the 47mm, which is better. I imagine it's better. Oh god, yeah. Yeah, she's got a much higher rate of fire, almost double, you could say. 81 penetration on... Yeah, there you go. So 81 penetration on that. 122, not bad for premium. And 70 on alpha, 0.4 on accuracy, and a 2.1 second aiming time. Terrible aiming time, but it's shit tons better than that. And also, I'm curious, is this is a heavy tank, so I wonder, is this the only heavy tank at tier 3? She could be. Let's have a look. So, what about China? Nope, the Chinese have the Chiha. Britain, she only has mediums and TDs as well, and artillery, but no heavy. Les Français, no heavy. Americana, no heavy. Deutschland, nope, no heavy. And finally, Neparuski, once again, no heavy. So yeah, we are now looking at the earliest tier 3. She is tier 3 heavy, and she's the earliest heavy to be utilized. Cool. That is actually pretty damn good. I'm not saying it's a great achievement, but still, if you're going to go down for something, you might as well go down to being the earliest heavy, which is nice. So, with that under our belts, let's have a look at the Type 95. Sorry, I was going to take... Oh. That is the Type 95. Oh. Oh. Oh, God. Okay, I'm going to say it. These tanks make... I'm going to say something which is probably going to piss a fair amount of you off. That thing makes the Cromwell look nice. Oh, God. Oh. Oh. Japan, you suck at heavy tanks. You suck at tanks in general. Oh, God. Oh, it's so horrible. Oh. Well, this is the tier 4. Same radio as ever. View range is actually better than the KV-85. Hit points, she has 430. She weighs 29 tons. 290 horsepower. And she only goes at... Yeah, she's a British tank line now. This is the Churchill lineup. Very slow top speed of 22 kilometers. Pretty average 30 degrees traverse, but knowing her power to weight ratio, she ain't going to go that fast. Yeah. Her armor is terrible, being at 35 to the front, 30 to the sides, 25 to the rear. Turret is slightly better, being 30 to the front, 25 to the sides, 25 to the rear. But she's flat. She's so flat. Like, there is no angling whatsoever. Okay, bullshit. There is a bit of angling right there where the stop sign is. But that ain't gonna stop shit. That is seriously not going to stop anything. Oh, Japan. You're so shit. I mean, it's got a sodding turret. Where the hell? Oh, never mind. Never mind. Okay, so the tier 4 is clearly shit. And that's the same gun off the previous tank. Oh, Christ. Oh, and the stats are worse. Wait, no, hang on. 2.9... Oh, no, it is slightly better, thank the Emperor. Yeah, okay, so this is the... You know this gun. Slightly better rate of fire. Terrible pen. Slightly better accuracy. Slightly better aiming time, but still god-awful. How much does it cost to get the top gun? Oh, you bitch. 2,200. And it's not even that good. Oh, God. Worse rate of fire. Terrible penetration. Better damage, though. And, yeah, better accuracy and aiming time, but still god-awful. Oh, dear God. Oh, the grind. The grind. Oh, I'm lucky. I don't have to upgrade the turret, but god damn, the grind is going to be painful. Oh, God. I know I'm having to... I know I'm going to go up it. It's a heavy tank line, but oh, dear God. Right. Let's try tier 5. Oh, Japan. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, God. Oh, she's so ugly. Oh, you're not sexy. You're ugly. Oh, no. Okay, let's get over that. Okay, so it looks a bit like what a child would come up with in drawing. Like if you went to a daycare center and said, draw a tank. And there you go. Okay, so we've got clearly a very strange looking tank. Very, very strange looking tank. Let's have a look at the armor. Okay, wow. Okay, yeah, you are so a Churchill. Holy fuck! 100 tons! Shit! Are you serious? 100 tons! Okay, the tier 5 might be interesting. Holy shit! She has 700 hit points. That's a lot. She weighs 100.1 tons with no equipment modules attached, and she can weigh up to 105. Shit. She has a humongous tier 8 2 Kawasaki. 1200 horsepower, giving her a top speed of 40 kilometers per hour. Traverse is terrible, being at 24. Hull armor, she is the same as a KV-1, being at 75 to the front, 70 to the sides, 70 to the rear, which weirdly enough has some elements of angling, but not really. It's not very... That said though, she's tall. She's a very strange looking tank. Holy shit. Okay. Radio range is still the Type 96 bow, so for a very long time, if you spend just 1,000... Yeah, if you just spend 1,400 experience, you're going to get this thing for the rest of the game, more likely. Oh, bugger. That's a lot. I say, that said now, you're actually starting to lag behind in radio range. Because, like, by now, Deutschland has got its FUG 12, and it's raping everyone with it, which is lovely. Okay, let's go to the guns. You have a very large selection. You do get the atrocious Type 3. No, that's another one. No, that's the start. Actually, which one do you actually start with? Because something tells me you don't get anything else. Wait, what? You start out with that? Holy fuck! Okay. 120 millimeters. Are you shitting me? Hang on. What? Alright, you start out with that. Right, let's mount this then. What does this thing look like with the stock gun? Oh, it's a dub. Lovely. Why do I get the feeling that no one is going to be utilizing anything but this? Okay, let's have a look at the gun. So this is technically the first gun you get. I kind of would think the 75mm is a little more important to put on, but whatever. So you start with this gun at first. 6.25 rounds a minute. Oh god, yeah. People are going to use this as a derp gun for sure. You get the same amount of penetration that you do with the armor piercing, but with a derp. Wow, this is going to be butchered. You get 140 penetration with a high explosive anti-tank, which means any tier 3 tank destroyer, bye-bye, unless you get a low roll. 0.54 accuracy. Yeah, there's a derp gun for you. And a 2.6 second aiming time. Well, this thing's traveling so slow that the aiming time and and dispersion is actually going to be counterfeited. It's going to... Oh. Okay, so then you get the type... Wait, let's have a look at the research tech tree. For real. That clearly there is something going amiss here, because why would you dedicate 3,800 experience? I mean, technically I know this is going to be more expensive. Yeah, that's 5,000 experience, but think about it. You're going to have to spend 2,350 experience to get a slightly better pen, higher rate of fire, but more alpha with this gun, right? The Type 3. And then you're going to have to spend another 3,000 experience to get an actual decent 75mm gun. Or, if you say, fuck you, I don't give a crap about 75mm, and just grind this thing, a 100mm gun, if you want rate of fire, you'll get 130 pen off the standard, 300 alpha, 0.41 accuracy, and a... Why would you grind that over that? Wargaming. Go home, you're drunk. And you don't even need to upgrade your turret. So literally, all I'll have to do is work with this for a while, get the alpha and damage I want, because technically I'm downgrading the alpha I'm getting, mount that, and Bob's thy uncle. I've now got a 100mm gun on a tier 5, and it isn't a derp. In fact, I got a 120mm on that one. So, these two 75mm are completely pointless. I imagine when this goes into live, those 75mm guns will be there first, and the derp is going to be an optional, which everyone will go for because everyone sees the alpha and their mouth starts to drool. It pisses me off that such a good gun like the 120mm is going to get ignored, but don't worry, I'll be using that and laughing at those who'll have to spend forever trying to reload. But shit, guys, that's kind of an improvement. It looks ugly as Christ, but 100mm gun, I'll take that. I swear, if this research loadout is seriously what World of Tanks or like Wargaming is thinking of putting in, I think those guns will forever remain to be researched. God damn cold. Apologies for that. Anyway, let's get on to the next one. The QI, or O1, I think. Yes, O1. So this oh my god. Right, okay, someone's ramped it up. At tier 6, at 970 hit points, about 20 more than the VK, we now have this, which has hit points. Why is that? It weighs 150 tons. So, wait a minute, hang on. 150 tons? No. No, don't you be weighing more than my E100. Don't you dare be weighing more than my E100. Don't you be daring wearing... Whoa, no. You fucker! Oh my god! What? Are you shitting me? Are you for real? For fucking real? This thing weighs 150 tons. And it can go to 155. Oh, 0.1. My apologies. This thing can go to 155. Shit! And she has a massive 1,200 horsepower engine which I think is researched from the previous tank. Oh yeah! So you're never... So once again, once you get the tier 4, you're set, and you have a 29.4 km/h speed limit. While I imagine the horsepower per ton is god-awful, you can still get there. The turning traverse is garbage, but the armor is actually good for tier 6. You know, I admit it's very flat, so most things will go through. But holy shit! I mean, the turret is OP as well. I wouldn't say OP, but it's flat. The moment you angle it, it's dead. But if you point it in the right direction, shit is gonna bounce. Yeah, and the armor is pretty not bad as well. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah, I love it. 150 to the front, 70 to the sides, 50. Oh my god, 70? Really? Oh, you're a KV2's wet dream. Oh, you are as well, aren't you? You are a KV2 wet dream. Or an SU-152, or a stock ISU. Anyway, so yes, I look forward to shooting and killing this thing. Ah, it's hilarious. But still, holy shit. Right, anyway, let's get on to the radio equipment. Still the tier 6. We are tier 6 people, and it is still being used. It's gun selection. I am curious. Right, you start off with the same gun. Actually, you don't. You really don't. You actually start off with a completely... What? That actually would be good as a top tier gun. No. Oh my god, really? Fuck off, does it have a 150? No. No way. How much does this thing cost to grind? You have to get it, and it only costs 14,000? My E100 costs 60... My E100 costs 60 freaking thousand to get a 150 mil, and I could get one for 14k with Japan. What the Christ? I mean, I know it's supposedly meant to be really shit, and looking at the stats, it is pretty shit, but for a tier 6, that pen will work, and I'm sure most people will be going for that. This will one-shot so many people. What is going on, Wargaming? I mean, seriously, anyone driving this thing at top tier is gonna fucking rape. I mean, I'm swearing because of just the ludicrousness of this situation. We're in a tier 6 tank, and I've got a tier 10 gun here. I mean, shit. Oh, wait, no, it's not a 150 mil. It's a 149.1. I think the Japs love the .1 or something. But holy shit! Admittedly, she's got an incredibly slow rate of fire. Like, she'll only fire once or twice. We're only going to be firing once every 30 seconds here. But you give BIA... You get BIA, vents, rammer, that thing could increase to 3 rounds a minute. Shit. Anyone in the game is going to get fucked. Because at tier 6, you're in a position where 121mm of pen, while it won't work instantly well, it will still do, you can still shoot the sides of stuff. And 700! Holy shit! That's going to do a lot of damage. Yes, she has, let's have a look at the armor. Yeah, it's absolutely crap all armor, but still, that gun, oh my god. Shit. Fuck you, Japan. You got all the nice stuff at tier 6. What the hell? Okay, let's have a look at the tier 7. Well, at least it's slightly different. Mouse looking as well. At tier 7, you have 1,550. I'm going to assume... Yeah, you don't upgrade the turret. I'm going to assume the other ones I don't have upgradable turrets either. No. Okay, so this one at tier 7... Basically 50 more than a fully upgraded IS-3. She only weighs 100 tons this time. 1,200 horsepower. Is 25 kilometers per hour fast. Turning traverse is absolutely terrible. Armor is better, being at 175. Better or worse? It's better. Once again, oh, 70mm to the side, and you're flat. Oh, Japan, I love you! Barn door. No, sorry, side of barn to all derpers. This thing is what we're taught about in derp school. Like, literally, when a guy has a pointer saying, this is a derp gun, you shoot it at that. This is what he points to. Oh my god, that is amazing. Anyway, sorry about that, the cold is killing me. Okay, for, view range is 380, And the signal range has now finally been beaten by having to research the Type 3 Atsu radio. So, is she only compatible with this? No, she is not. Okay, so once you've done that, she'll also be compatible with a lot of other particular stuff. And also, you'll find that if you get the Type 3 Chinu, you can actually get this radio automatically. So that's cool. So at tier 8, you get a 500... Yeah, shitty radio. We're looking at Britain here, aren't we? Okay, so the turret armor is bloody ridiculous. 200 to the front, 150 to the sides, 150 to the rear. I imagine these things will be probably very good at... well, would have been good at turret hugging. Turret hugging... Oh, hulling down. There we go. But unfortunately, these two particularly large turrets are going to probably ruin anyone's day. Let's have a look at the guns, shall we? We have a selection of 3 guns. One being this gun from the previous 2 vehicles. At this point, we're on... No, actually, no, at tier 7, this is still pretty good pen. Very good pen, in fact. Still pretty useful. Actually, more or less pretty... Oh, terrible aiming time. Accuracy pretty good. Rate of fire, I think the same as the OI originally. Let's have a look at the second gun. There's the 150. So you get to fucking... You get to have this from the previous tank. Go to hell, Japan. Bastards. Alright, what's the top gun then? Experimental tank gun. Let's have a look. So you'll have to... Can you? Or is it experimental? You can... Okay, so you'll have the howitzer, because technically speaking... Yeah, you need to grab the howitzer in order to get up there. So you'll use that almost instantly. And then you can get this gun, which is much better... being at 190, yeah, 190, 215 for premium, and 53 for that. Accuracy, much better. Aiming time, still shit. Rate of fire is worse than that one, but it's better penetration. Though, admittedly, I think I just use this. Why? You can work with 150 at tier 7. Not very well, admittedly, but then you can also just use high explosive to troll people. Because 150 freaking millimeters of gun. I don't think the Oni is going to be used for much except for for derping. So yeah, I think Japan's going to become extremely powerful in the early stages, especially with that bastard at tier 6. Don't you? Anyway, so let's go to the tier 8 tank. There we go. Called Oho. She has 1,700 hit points. Pretty damn good. She's now in the league of the tier 8s. Holy shit. So that one's better than a tier... Oh, God. So, yeah, she's 200 better than an IS-3. She weighs 121 tons, 1,200 horsepower, 25 kilometer per hour speed. Yeah, very slow. 19 traverse. 200 millimeters of frontal armor, but once again, a fair amount of flat zones. A little better looking, not going to lie. The side has now been protected. We have now 105 to the sides and 150 to the rear. The turret armor is 200 all round. Oh dear. 380 for view range, and now we have a tier 10 radio, which is the Type 3 Co. And now everything else is there, except you can get it on the Chiri as well. In fact, you can even get it on the Chito, which is hilarious. So, yeah, tier 6, you can get a tier 8 radio, tier 10 radio, and Bob's Thy Uncle. Let's have a look at the guns. Right, so you get the 100, yeah, so that one's the stock, that one's that, and also, hang on a second. Right, okay, let's have a look. If we go to the research tech tree, you don't get the experimental gun from the Oni, you instead get this gun. So you have to research this gun. How much experience is that? 18,000. Once again, you can utilize the howitzer. But admittedly, this time, I think you will have to use this because you're at tier 8 now. So 215 millimeters of penetration, while it is bad, is far better than that gun, and certainly better than that gun. As, well, by this point, although it's nice to have 150 millimeters worth of howitzer, it's not going to, even the premium shells are not going to save you. So, yeah, definitely keep your eyes peeled for that, and fingers crossed you'll be able to survive. Yeah, you should be able to be, yeah, you should be alright until you can get that. Then once you've got that, you'll be able to use the 100 mil, which will give you 6.5 rounds a minute, better penetration, still the shitty 0.42 and 3.1 accuracy. Oh dear. So, yeah, not very good at all. Moving now on to tier 9, you have the Type 4 Heavy, which is, yeah, this is a beast. Oh, yeah, she looks nice now. This is the first decent-looking Japanese tank. Imagine if this thing started to fight on the battlefield of Okinawa. Fuck. That would be frightening beyond all measure. She has 2,000 hit points and weighs... Fuck you, Japan. Weighs more than my E100. Yeah, she weighs 2,000... Yeah, she... Oh, God, that would be crazy. She has 2,550 hit points, weighs 160.51 tons, has 1,200 horsepower engine, so very slow, 20 kilometer per hour speed limit, 22 traverse speed, armor 250 on the front, virtually impenetrable, possibly a weak spot there, 140 to the sides, 150 to the rear, turret impenetrable. She can hold down. She can hold down. I imagine she's very tall, but she can hold down. In fact, let's try and have a comparison. Let's have a look. See, she's a tier 9. I know she's a tier 9, but let's have a little look at my T-34. Can she hold down? Oh my god. She actually looks big. She dwarfs the... Right, there's the T-34, guys. And there's the Type... Oh, snap. Yeah, I think she's going to have a bit of hard time hulling down. But if she can, Jesus Christ. Yeah, this is a very, very powerful tank. I honestly want this thing now. Why? Because of just look. She's slow as Christ, but good God. View range pretty good, being at 390, and of course you have a tier 10 radio now, so it's completely pointless. Let's have a look at her armament. She does get a 120... Whoa! Really? That's pretty good for a stock gun. She gets 127mm third year 50 third year type. Very slow rate of fire, 230 penetration, so she'll manage, and 450. Yeah, she's 5 fucking pen better than worse than my top gun on the E100. 230 pen, 450 alpha, 0. Finally, we're below 30, and an actual decent 2.3 second aiming time. Finally, and then you can get this. Well, much better. 139.7. Okay, 2.88 rounds a minute, 249 pen, 600 alpha. Shit. 0.42 accuracy and a 2.9 second aiming time. So you do get the option of going with a much better... Technically, you could argue, all you're getting... Oh, you are getting penetration and alpha with this thing. And I think that'll be the gun... Yeah, this is going to be the gun that the tier 10 has. So without further ado, yeah, that's going to be the gun you're going to get. So you get to use the tier 10 gun at tier 9. And without further ado, here is the Type 5. Very little difference, except for even more armor, even more health, about 2,000 away from the mouse, and wow, just wow. Still only 140 on the sides and 150 to the rear, but everything else, wow. She looks badass. Now that is a tank. It takes you till about tier 8, tier 7 before we get a decent tank. I think tier 8, in all honesty. Yeah, tier 8. So for the last 3 tanks of the line, shit, that's a lot. That is actually quite a lot. Wow. I'm not going to lie, that is pretty damn impressive. And obviously the Top Gun is as such, which I imagine is going to be slightly faster rate of fire. Yeah, 3.39, rammer and vents, you're going to be getting that thing firing off. Surprisingly not as often as I thought, but still, damn. I would love to see the Death Star have a go at this particular thing. And I'm also quite interested in what Nimbus will say, because he's a mouse driver, and these things kind of seem like a mouse tank, you know? It's a bit of a blend between the Churchill line and the mouse line, so it's a kind of a nice hybrid. View range is 400, signal range is 18. Turret traverse is particularly slow. Is she slower? Yeah, she's just as slow as tier 9. So yeah, there you go. So 10 heavy tanks, which are just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, but I want one. Yeah, I'm definitely going to try and give this grind a go, especially now since the freaking tier 5 can get access to a sodding 120mm derp gun. Seriously. that thing will ammo rack. I mean, I know technically speaking the KV-1 can do that, but can the KV-1 also get its hands... Yeah, can the KV-1 could also get its hands on a 100mm gun with a very decent pen. I mean, that's the same, almost the same pen. That's ridiculous. I mean, 60 penetration, I'm killing shit automatically. I mean, oh my god. But anyway, so yeah, the Japanese heavy tank line. Holy shit. That looks awesome. So, what else is new in patch 9.10? Well, the only other new thing that's going to be in World of Tanks is 20 vehicles have now been HDified. There is a list in the description below of all the new vehicles, but because I just cannot, you know, it will take me absolutely God knows how long to look at all 20 of these vehicles, and it'll also bore you guys to tears. So what I will do is I will simply put a link in the description, like, you know, I'll go to the link in the description, you will see the patch notes, and I will also write down a list in the description for you of all the vehicles that will be receiving a HD modification. So, anyway, that's about it for this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to check out the next episode, whereupon we'll possibly be taking some of these pretty damn big, pretty damn slow, but Jesus Christ, they're nice, heavy tanks. I'm so taking the tier 6 in with the 120. I'm so taking this one in. Yeah, so we'll be seeing this particular vehicle in a particular game, as well as the Type 5 as well. Yes, I'm very much looking forward to seeing this particular thing in combat, and I hope you guys will be there to see me in the second episode. So thank you very much for watching. This is Crap Hunter, signing out.